It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports. And coming up, we'll see Derek Carr. He's coming off a nice week throwing the ball. 4 touchdown throws. It's the Bills and the Buccaneers under the lights on Thursday night.
From the home of the Bills since way back in 1973, there's a look at Highmark Stadium just outside of Buffalo, New York. But tonight we begin Week 8 with a good matchup for you here, as it'll be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Buffalo Bills. Hello, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
On the other side of the field, lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by one of the most productive QBs in the last decade. It's year 10 for the Fresno Stater now. Here's Derek Carr.
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first half MVP, very likely they're going to say it's this man right here. The NFL's leader in touchdown passes to this point in the season. Still 2 months to go. But if he can keep going at the pace he's at, this is going to be a dangerous team come January. And he could very well walk away with the MVP.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. A handoff running left is Dobbins. And he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line. And the Bills at 3 and 4 on the year coming into play. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind in the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down. Throwing now is Carr. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Now a throw here to his running back. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Now Carr. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They'll be led out by a 3rd-year pro and 3rd overall pick from North Dakota State. He's battled injuries early in his career. Try to stay healthy now. That's Trey Lance.
And just think about what his ceiling in the NFL could be, because when you go back to his one collegiate season as a starter, the 4th season, he went undefeated, didn't throw an interception, and ran for over 1,000 yards as well. When you see him hit the field, you see a possible superstar in the making.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. From the gun, it's Lance. Underneath, caught by the tight end, Allen. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So
now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now whistles here before the snap. Looked like one of the Bucs may have moved. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. On 2nd down, here's Lance. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
A great job defensively taking away his receivers, and he was forced to put that one into Lake Erie, but that's what good quarterbacks do. They don't take unnecessary chances if they don't have to.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. A nice little juke. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Carr going to throw. Now incomplete. It's tanked down. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that will bring up 2nd down. Now Carr. To the right side and caught by Dell. A 6-yard pass on back-to-back plays. Picks up the first. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
From midfield, here's Carr. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. To throw, it's Carr. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So they decline the hold, and that's going to lead to a 4th down. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their 2nd drive. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage?
They run on 1st down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now. You look at this Buffalo defense. They're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window, because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the #1 overall offense in the league.
Here's 3rd down and 4. Lance looking to throw it. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
The short put on by these two defenses in this first half. The fireworks don't have to be just offensively. Neither one of them giving an inch. And that's good coverage once again there before it's another 4th down.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And they come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game. And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
On 1st down, Carr finds Gibbs on the check down.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Now a give to Gibbs, running left. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. The numbers for Gibbs from last week: 18 carries, 97 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, obviously, he didn't have a great deal of time between games, having to turn around on a short week and get ready for Thursday night football. But he said in pregame he was feeling pretty good and felt more recovered from last week's contest than he would have expected. Didn't seem to think this short week was going to affect him much as he chases a big performance here in prime time.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Now Carr. The throw right side here going to be incomplete. You look at this defense for Tampa Bay, and they've shown the ability to play tough against the pass, currently ranked number 9 in the NFL.
Yeah, this has been a good defense, but they're going to have to really prove it in this one because guess what? They're facing the #1 passing offense in the NFL. It's definitely a prove-it day for them.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. And, partner, I know so far, and we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
Well, you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right? Where these teams are locked in and going at it. No points going up on the scoreboard. I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something that maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that way. The second, run your basic playbook, but run it so well that you give your skill position guys a chance to make big plays individually.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. Now whistles here before the snap. Looked like one of the Bucs may have moved. A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. To throw, it's Lance. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Willie Gay getting in there and picking up the sack.
The competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. Throwing now is Lance. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Here's Jake Bailey now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They've been playing the field position game thus far. No score, 2nd quarter as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Lance. Got a man open. It's Devontae Parker complete. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. They'll go Madison up the middle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play. And now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Lance now to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Pretty good location there on that throw.
It really was, wasn't it? That was likely one where the receiver was either going to catch it or no one. Really good decision. And boy, what a catch and move right there.
And a tough spot to get it over the middle. On 1st down, Lance. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. This 2nd and 4. Here's Lance to throw it. This goes out wide from Madison. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Bucs passing game looking good on this drive. It's a 1st down. Here's the 2nd year back, Pierre Strong. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And he Picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now a play fake. Lance looking middle, and it's incomplete.
And I think he was a little surprised to see the ball sitting out there like that. That's a ball he had a chance to come away with, but it winds up an incomplete pass.
Pass complete to Addison. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. On is Jake Bailey to send this one away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Buffalo set to get the football back here. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd down and 8. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And he'll take this to about the 24, a gain of 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. This is fielded at the 27. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Back now comes Tampa Bay. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Working from the gun, Lance. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Cole Holcomb. And this would have been returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Well, that's a drop killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. They'll have very good starting field position here after the turnover as they search for the first points of the ball game. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now after the INT, it's Carr taking a shot for Dell here. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Tank Dell, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bills post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Well, that didn't take long. The turnover instantly almost turning into points.
And when that happens, a lot of teams have the mentality of let's strike right now. You've got them off balance after the turnover or the takeaway. Let's go get it. And that's exactly what they did.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either. And it's 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Buccaneers offense ready to rock and roll again. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. revolvers, they're going to look at a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1. Lance going to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
They'll come up 2nd and 7. On the handoff, it's Madison. And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. That is caught by Dell. Down the sideline he goes. And down to the 7-yard line. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Here's Carr to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. T.J. Hockenson, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Good completions on 1st and 2nd down. It certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Again, it's Lance. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely got to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Bills going to take over now late in this first half. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on first down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who could make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Got his man, Dell. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Fielded at about the 28. The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Now Lance. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
This is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
And Lance will try again on second down. This is caught by Addison. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So we've reached halftime here in Orchard Park with the Bills taking the lead into the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We'll get back with you shortly. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend around the NFL. Some great games coming up on Sunday, highlighted by a 1 o'clock matchup in Miami. A good test for the Dolphins, as they'll have to contend with the New England Patriots. In the late afternoon games, the place to be might very well be Denver, Colorado, where it'll be the Broncos taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. And finally, a good one on Sunday Night Football between the Chicago Bears and the LA Chargers. We saw a strong first half from the veteran quarterback, Derek Carr. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. A 2-touchdown game, 14-0 to score as we get rolling again here in this second half. This taken in right around the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Bucs offense set to begin this third quarter. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your game.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And looked like some movement there. Let's get the call.
False start.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Lance looking to throw it. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. To throw, it's Lance. Gets it out quick. It's Gage on the slant.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target. You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return. And the the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So here are the Bills to take over. They defeated the Patriots last week. Now looking to make it 2 in a row here as they come up 1st and 10. That's going to be caught downfield by Lazard. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They got 29 yards that time.
Now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. From the 43, here's a 2nd and 7. A give up the middle to Dobbins. And a nice run. They're going to take this close to the 1st down marker at the Bucs 37.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 1.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. That is Carr. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. Great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Gibbs straight ahead. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumble recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. Carr going to throw. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Bills have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Always important to get the first score the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Draw play, Madison. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing now is Lance. And that's going to be incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Off of play action, here's Lance. A short one there to Fryermuth. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And the Bills will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They have picked up right where they left off in half number 1, just looking really dominant, extending this lead.
And it's fun to see when teams actually do that, because so many times you go into the half after playing well, and you kind of relax a little bit. We've got this. We can kind of punch the button whenever we get good and ready. But for a team to keep the intensity and keep the execution up and come back after the half and play so well, that's actually really, really nice to see.
And a pedal to the metal. That's what we're seeing right now. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Dobbins trying the left side. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd and 5.
Card out a throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end, and he is going to have a Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Counter play. Here's Gibbs. And not a lot of daylight. Not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. And he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description, because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will be taken at the 13. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
But the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing.
Here's 2nd and 7. Back now in Buffalo. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Uchenna and Wosu got the sack there.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coach, I always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line.
Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. 2nd and 7. Another run for Gibbs here.
He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
To throw his car. He's got his tight end fan. And he is going to have a Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
And they'll get him down here at about the 42. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
That's good for the Bills. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Now a handoff up the middle. McCrary. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They're in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Now they'll throw with Carr. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
An option handoff here to Dobbins.
And a nice run. They're going to take this close to the 1st down marker at the Bucs' 13-yard line.
Holding offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Up the middle they go. McCrary. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. An 8-yard gain, so that gets them halfway there. Now they're left with a 3rd and 8 more. Now Carr.
He's got his running back out of the backfield.
Touchdown Bills. Making 4 touchdown passes now for Derek Carr.
And the Bills have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th. Well, partner, he has carried them in this ball game throwing the football. All 4 touchdowns through the air. And that's really helped them get this nice lead.
And I know it's a team game, but right now, he is truly the focal point. Every touchdown his team has so far has been the result of his arm. How about him throwing it downfield, creating big plays? I don't know how you slow him down unless you can make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it is 28-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field.
This one certainly has not gone according to script. You would have thought on paper that this offense would have its way here, but they certainly have not, and they trail big. After this, it figures to be a quiet trip home.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
The Lance going to throw.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
The Lance now to throw.
Underneath, caught by the tight end Allen. So able to make it to the 15 following the broken tackle. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Here's Lance to throw it. This goes out wide from Madison.
And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away.
Hamler now on the return.
It's a net of 40 there, a punt of 48, and a return of 8. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense.
And this game just illustrates how important home field really is. On paper, didn't look like much of a matchup, but now it's looking like it'll become one of the big surprises of the weekend. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins.
And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41.
52 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. From the 41, here's a 2nd down and 4. They'll go again with Dobbins, and he'll make it only to the 43, a gain of 2.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Buffalo. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. Here's Lance.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the 1st down sack.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play.
He finds Parker.
Offside. Defense.
So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously, more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now as he's on to kick it away. Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44.
Back now on offense, the Buffalo Bills. Well, we've reached Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not. And I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business. Let's close it out. And you and I, let's get to the airport.
Brought down that time by Quay Walker.
So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away.
Now Dobbins again on second down.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. He's still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Here's Carr to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
A fake on the jet sweep and a give to Dobbins.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Well, one team clearly was in control from the start in this one, Charles. They had things humming on the offensive end, a few passing touchdowns, and then their secondary on defense really helped to pitch this shutout.
Yeah, they certainly did, Brandon, and let's face it, it may be cliche, but that secondary, they brought their no-fly zone signs to this one, didn't they? Shut down everything in the airways, and conversely, their own offense had its way through the air. They made sure their passing game was humming.
So for Buffalo,
they level their mark at 4-4 on the year.
And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Cincinnati next week. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.